Hi everybody. Today we're learning how to play the cooperative variant of Parks and Potions. Parks and Potions is a 1 to 5 player game. This is from Moon Saga Workshop, designed by Chris Eastridge with illustration by Alan Gomes and graphic design by Ammon Anderson, who many of you might know is the creator of Gnome Hollow, one of my favorite games from last year. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I do have the Kickstarter edition. There's a few upgrades that I did get for this edition, but it plays very similar to the regular retail version, which of course would look just like this. So let's go ahead and set it up. Now, the cooperative version does play a little differently from the base game, so I will only be covering rules that you need to know for the cooperative variant. Now, for setup, we will actually not be using the field mat that is used in the base game rules, so we'll go ahead and set this aside or return it back to the box. Next, we'll be setting up the roll and day tracker. So we'll go ahead and set this aside. Let's put this right here. I do have these tracker markers, one for the roll tracker, and another one for the day tracker. Now, the game is played in rounds called days, and for up to 4 players, you'll only play 5 rounds, but for a 5th player, you will play 6 rounds. Next, shuffle the player cards, and there are 5 different cards, and each one with a unique asymmetric power that they could have, and they are one-use power. So once a player has used the power, they will flip it over to the blank side, which means they will no longer be able to use that ability. So let's go ahead and shuffle this, and we're setting up for, let's set up for 2 players. So let's go ahead and set up 2 cards here, and it looks like this power says Conjurer, gain any 2 colors instead of collecting this roll. And this one says Efficiency, choose a color requirement to be wild this round. So we'll talk about that in a moment as well. Next, go ahead and give a player aid card to all the players. So let's go ahead and just put one here. Let's put that there. And this one, let's put that there. Now, the player aid cards do give you your play phases, free actions, refresh options, and special icons. Also give you the mixing guide, which we'll talk about in a moment. Next, grab your objective cards that have this back on here. Now, they do come in 2 kinds. There's your regular animal cards, objective cards, and also you have your experiment cards. We actually want to remove the experiment cards from the deck, so we're left with just the animal cards. And of the experiment cards, you only want the ones with 3 points on them, and we will set those aside. And the rest of the experiment cards can just go back to the deck. Notice that I did actually sleeve these. These are just penny sleeves that did not come with the game. Now we'll just put these 3-point experiment cards to the side here, and we can shuffle that in a moment. And then for the regular cards, we'll just give them a shuffle. And for setup, the game says to just divide them into 3 equal decks. So we'll just divide them as best as we can. 3 somewhat equal decks. There we go. Next, decide on a first player and give that player the first player marker. This is the upgraded first player token. The regular retail version would just be cardboard, of course. Actually, I haven't even punched those out. They would look just like that. Nice cardboard base. But this is a metal piece that is upgraded, and it is actually a pin that you could wear. But no need to wear it. We'll just give it to the first player. Let's make this player the first player there. Also give them the 4 dice that comes with the game. Next, you want to separate out all of your potion tokens. Now, they come in different colors and different shapes, starting with the primary potions are round, and they come in red, yellow, and blue. Those are the primary potions. Then they also come as the secondary potions come in purple, orange, and green colors. And notice they are triangular. Then we have the specialty potions, and they come in square-shaped potions. And they are in white, gray, and black. Now, you will also notice that they also have symbols here to make them unique so that you know that this is black, this is gray, this is white, and same with all the colors. They all have unique symbols to the colors. Now, I'll go ahead and set these aside as off screen, and I'll just get them as we use them. You will notice that I am using the Token Sesame token organizer set here, which I love, but you could just set them aside in piles or put them in containers of your own choice. But I will put a link in the description if you're interested in finding more about Token Sesame. These are modular, they break apart, and you can configure them in any different way. I love these. Again, those tokens are upgraded for my set, but you'll see these are the cardboard ones. I haven't punched them out yet, but they serve just fine as it is. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. These are extract tokens, and these are also upgraded. These are wooden extract tokens, and we'll talk about these in a moment. Next, for setup, each player will then gather 3 cards, draw 3 cards from the deck. They can choose from any of the face-down decks. Let's go and just start with the left. They're going to draw 3 cards. The first 2 will be right side up, but the third one will be placed sideways or horizontal. We'll talk about that in a moment. Same thing with the player. Again, you can choose from any deck that you'd like. I don't have to choose from the same deck. And the third card will go sideways up. These are played face up. Since this is cooperative, everybody will get a look at the cards. Now, and that is the setup. Now, in Parks and Potions, we play alchemical rangers who every day or beginning of each turn will be gathering and mixing potions so that they can heal animals at the end of the day from each biome, from different biomes. And that's basically the game. So let's talk a little bit more about the components. So we already talked about the, let's see, we talked about the potions, but let's talk about mixing potions. So you notice that we did have 3 different types of potions. We have primary round potions, we have secondary triangular potions, and specialty square potions. Now, if you were to mix, no, let's not talk about that. First, let's look over the animal cards. These are the objective cards, and look at the different information that's on here. First thing you'll notice is on the upper left hand is the biome. There's 3 different biomes. There's a biome for water, there's a biome for air, and there's a biome for forest or earth. You'll also notice that there is on the upper right, you will find points here. The points are actually not used for the cooperative variant, but they are used for the regular base game. But so we will ignore these for this game. But on the bottom, you'll see the potions that is needed to heal this particular creature. So in this case, this creature requires a white specialty potion, a gray specialty potion, and a black specialty potion. Looking at this animal from the earth biome, this requires a red circular potion and an orange triangular potion. A red primary potion and an orange secondary potion. Now, you'll also notice that some cards are face up, right side up, and or vertical, and some cards are placed horizontal. Now, the ones that are vertical, these animals are considered ill or sick. The ones that are horizontal are considered urgent. If at the end of the round, any animals that have not been healed, if they are currently urgent, will turn right side up, but go to the center of the table and will be marked as critical. and any animals that are right side up or vertical will turn sideways to become ill. And at the end of the round, if you have less than 3 cards, you will draw more cards, and they will enter the game right side up or vertical as sick or ill. So let me put these back. Now, the way you win the game is either by healing all the animals that you have, including the face down animals. If you go through all the decks and are able to heal all the animals, you win the game. Another way you win the game is if you get to the end of your rounds, either 5 rounds with up to 4 players or up to 6 rounds with up to 5 if you have 5 players. If you're able to get to the end of that round and no animals are in the critical area, you also win the game. Now, there are 3 different ways to lose the game. If at the end of the day, and you go to the new day, and there is at least 1 animal in the critical area, you will lose the game. If at any time 2 or more animals from the same biome, in this case these are both air, go into the critical area, you also lose the game. And the third way is if at any time 1 animal from each biome goes into the critical area, that is the third way to lose the game. All right, let's talk about the overview of the game, of how the game is played. The player with the first player marker will take all 4 dice and roll them at all 3 times at the beginning of the turn. So in this case, I will roll it once, and then I will move my tracker. So this keeps track of how many times I've rolled. So far I've rolled once. And then after I've rolled, each player can now draw potions of the color that is indicated on the dice, any 2 potions. So you could get a yellow and a white, or perhaps a secondary purple and a primary red, or a yellow and a red, etc. You can choose whatever combination as long as it's available on the dice. I could not, for example, get 2 specialty white potions since there's only 1 white die. However, if there was another die that had that white potion, let's say that one, now I could get 2 white potions if I wanted. Now you'll notice on the player board that there are only 6 spots here, so you can only have at maximum 6 potions on your board at any one time. However, if you wanted, you could mix potions at any time. It's a free action. You could mix potions to create new potions and also use up some of the potions to make room in your inventory. For example, using your guide, you can certainly use this. If you mix a red and a blue primary potion, you will get a purple secondary potion. If you mix a yellow and red primary potion, you will get an orange secondary potion. And if you mix a blue and a yellow primary potion, you will get a green secondary potion. Also, if you mix any 2 secondary potions, doesn't matter what color they are, you will get 1 specialty potion that's either the white, gray, or black. And if you mix any 2 specialty potions, no matter what color, white, gray, or black, you can get any 1 of any potion, whether it's a primary, secondary, or another specialty potion. So that is your mixing guide. So after each player has gotten their 2 potions, then the player with the first player marker will roll again, and this will be done again a second time. And then players will again grab potions that are indicated by the dice, and then we'll roll a 3rd time, and that'll be it at the beginning of the day. Now, after the potions have been collected, the next thing you will do is the healing phase, or completing the objectives. Before healing, each player will choose 1 singular biome in which they can heal animals in. For example, first player might want to choose the air because they have an air animal that is in urgent condition in the air biome. And once they choose the biome, they can heal any animal that is in that same biome. So this player could choose to heal this one as well as this other animal that's also in the air biome, or they could choose to heal both of the critical ones because they're also in sorry, you can't see that. The other critical one here because they're also in the air biome. If more than 1 player choose the same biome, they can actually trade potions or extract tokens. I didn't talk about extract tokens. anytime an animal has this symbol that you see here, you'll place an extract token on that card. Once that animal is healed, in this case, this requires a red primary, a white specialty, a gray specialty, and these are any other potion, doesn't matter the size or the color. So whatever else, those are wilds, whatever else, as long as you pay these 5 potions in cost, you will heal this animal and you will get to keep this extract token. Now, for purposes of the cooperative variant, extract tokens are wild potions. They can be used in place of any potion. They also don't take space in your inventory. So you can just put this on the side. You can have up to 6 potions on your board and have as many extract tokens as you want. Anytime you want to use an extract token, you will just exchange this for whatever potion you want. But when you do that, you must have room in your board. So use up the other potions first before you trade this in, so you have room to take the new potion onto your board. In the base game, these are actually score multipliers and would multiply your amount of experiment cards that you've completed. One more thing I'd like to talk about. Once all players have finished using all their potions and all the healing that they can do, again, if any leftover animals are still urgent, they will move to the center area and become critical. There's one more thing you'll need to do. You will need to take one of those experiment cards, and let me shuffle these. There's only 3 of them. And you will place it face up onto that new card. And this is now the new requirement to heal this critical animal. So this would go here. And instead of these 5 that you need, you will need to spend these 5 in order to heal this animal. After all the animals have been healed and have been moved either to the center if they're critical or turned sideways if they were sick and are now urgent, and you've drawn new cards to replace it, up to 3, the player with the first player marker will give that marker to the player to their left. Since we're only playing with 2 players, then this will now go to this player, and that would end the round. Then you will reset your trackers and move your date tracker 1 step forward. So let's go ahead and play through a couple rounds so that you can get more familiar with Parks and Potions, the cooperative variant. So let's start with the first player. Let's say this is the first player. Looks like this animal also needs an extract token there. Nobody else needs an extract token. All right. So let's go ahead and we are starting with day 1. So first player, let's talk about this. So I mentioned that each player has an asymmetric power. So again, first player has the conjurer power. You can gain any 2 colors instead of collecting this roll. So instead of collecting the matching potions from the dice, I can collect any 2 potions that I want, any 2 colors. So that's a great and powerful ability. The other one is efficiency. This one is choose a color requirement to be wild this round. So for example, if let's say I wanted to choose the white one, means that white will be wild this round. So any white potions will be considered wild. Again, also a powerful ability. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are in day 1, and first player will start with the rolls. So looks like I've got some choices here. Looks like I'll go ahead and do, for the first player, I'll choose a red primary potion. I'll go ahead and put that on my board. And I think I'll take a gray one, gray secondary potion. And put that on my board. Now for the second player, maybe they'll also take a gray specialty potion. And they'll take a purple secondary potion. secondary potion. It goes right there. All right, that was roll 1. So now, first player will roll a second time. Oh, that one's green. Looks like first player will probably choose a purple secondary potion, and let's take a green one as well. Now for second player here, they will choose, purple isn't bad. Let's take another purple and a green. I think will be helpful. Now that is the second roll, so now here is the final third roll. Okay. First player can definitely use a white potion, sorry. And what else would they use? They could use, I think the orange will be helpful. Orange secondary potion, so let's take an orange one. Now for my second player, a blue, I think a blue and orange, yes. So let's take a primary blue and a secondary orange. Blue and orange, yep. All right. Now remember, as free actions, I can mix any 2 potions if I wanted to. And do I need to mix anything? I think I might be okay. No, I don't think I'll mix any for now. So now let's, we've done the collecting of potions and mixing up potions. Now let's go ahead and heal. So the first player will go ahead and choose the air biome so that we can go ahead and heal this animal here, and and hopefully this one as well. And the second player, I think they will also choose air. I think that'll be helpful. So they will choose the same biome, and because they choose the same biome, they could trade potions or extract tokens if they get that. But let's go ahead and resolve. Now these can be resolved simultaneously. Oh, I did want to point out that the gathering of the potions can be resolved simultaneously. You don't have to take turns. So all players can just take the colors of the potions they need, depending on what the dice was rolled. Depending on the dice rolled. But anyway, so let's go ahead and go to the healing potion. But let's just do it one turn at a time. So let's go with the first player. They're going to heal. And they are choosing air. So let's go ahead and try to see if we can heal this animal here that is currently in urgent condition. Here's my red potion that's required for that. I need a white potion required for that. And I need a gray potion required for that. Then I need any other 2 potions that I can come up with. And let's use these 2 potions. And that heals this animal. So I get the extract token that it has. I'll put that on my side. And I can return these to the supply. And then this card, we would just place this face down as a healed animal. We'll just put that here. Now, I do still have 2 potions. I could go ahead and use these. I do have the extract token as the wild, and I have the orange. Looks like I could heal this animal as well, so let's go ahead and do that. So the orange pays for the orange, and the extract token is the wild that'll pay for the black. So that one's also healed. I can put these back. And this animal is now healed. And I am all out of potions, so I am done. So now let's go to the second player and see what animal they can heal. Let's see if we can heal this one. This is also, they did choose air. Or if I had chosen a different, let's say if I had chosen water, I could have chosen to heal this animal instead by mixing these potions. I could have mixed, I have a gray potion. I could mix any 2 potions to be a white, any 2 secondary potions to be a specialty potion. So I could make it into a white, and I can mix these 2 secondary into a black. But if I do this one, I will also get this extract token, which is a wild. So that might be more powerful too. So I will go ahead and just stay with the air biome, and let's see if we can heal this. Well, here's our blue potion. Here's my orange potion and the green potion. And the purple potion. Perfect. So this is healed. I can return these to the supply. Turn this animal face down. And this has now been healed. And return my other potions. And can I heal anybody else in the air biome with these two potions? Alas, there are no other air biome creatures, so I will not be able to. So I have to hold on to these tokens. So that is the end of the healing. So now, any animals left over, if they are ill or sick, in the vertical position, they will turn sideways and now be urgent. So the first player has 2 urgent animals, and then we will refill from the deck. So this player 1 just needs 1 character, and it will come in as sick or ill. Sorry, and player 2 will take 2 cards. Again, I can take it from any deck. Let's do this deck. Let's do from this one. Now, if any of the decks run out, just take half from another deck so that you have 3 decks. All right. So that is the end of the round. We will pass this first player marker to the second player and move the tracker back to roll 1. And we are now going to start day 2. All right. So with day 2, second player will now roll. Okay. Looks like they could use a gray. They already have a gray though. Well, let's go ahead and get the gray. I think that's powerful enough to take. There's 1 gray, and let's take, looks like we might be able to use a green. So let's go ahead and take a green. Now for the first player, they could definitely use a red and an orange. There's no orange, but there is a red. So let's go ahead and grab one of the reds. There is a yellow here. I might be able to use a yellow. So let's go ahead and get a yellow as well. That's the first roll. Now let's go to the second roll. So again, the second player will roll. And these are our choices. Definitely could use a white. So let's get a white specialty potion. And could use a blue. So let's get let's get a blue potion here. Now for the other player, they could use a white. So let's grab a white for them. And could use a blue. So let's go and get a blue. Now for the third roll. Now notice that this player, the second player, their player board is full, so they can't get any more potions unless they mix some. So let's see what we can mix. If I wanted to heal this one in the water position, I think I'll mix the 2 grays and turn that into 2 specialty potion. Can be any 1 potion, and I choose the black specialty potion. So let's turn those 2 grays into 1 black. So now I've got the white and the black, and I could mix these 2 to become any 1 specialty. So there's my gray, or I could use my extract token for the gray. So that's good. But let's see, if we're healing this water, could we also heal this water? It looks like that'll be harder for me to do. But, but they would need a white. So while we're at it, let's go ahead and grab that white token. So this is my first one that I'm grabbing from this roll, and I can grab 1 more, but if I can make space for it. You know what? I think I'll mix the green and the purple. No, I think I'll keep that and see what we get. Now let's go back to the other player. Let's see, what 2 colors can they use? Let's say they're going for earth. They could heal this one and nothing else. Or they could, let's, you know what, I think I will skip this one and see if we can help with the water instead. Let's let this go into the critical area, just so we can see it go into the critical area. So let me see if I can try to help heal with the water biome. So if we've got that, let's see if we can heal this. I could use a purple, which we don't have, and a white, which I do have. Well, I will just go ahead and get, let's just get red and blue primary potions, and let's see where that leads us. Okay, so that is the end of the third roll. So now we will go ahead and start with the healing. Let's just start with the second player here. So they want to choose the water biome, and let's go ahead, and we've got a white. I will use, oh, do I want to do that? Yes, let's use this as the gray. And then we've got a black, so I'll put that, use that, and that has now been healed. So this animal is healed, and we will return these to the supply. He has 4 more potions, quite a few to choose from. Let's just do an easy one. This is a green and a blue, so that animal is healed. Now, can we heal this one? I don't have enough, so it doesn't look, can I heal this one? I also don't have enough. So I won't be able to heal these two. Now let's go with the other player. They will also choose water, so they can try to heal this. So they do need an orange, so I can mix a yellow and a red to create an orange. Secondary. So there's my orange. I do need a purple, so I can take my blue and red to create purple. And I've got a white, and I've got another color. Wild, doesn't matter what color or potion it is, and that completes the healing for this animal. Now that is all the first this player can do, and this is all that this player can do. So now we go ahead and refill our cards and move cards to their new location. So again, if there are any urgent animals, they go to the center of the area, now critical. And we put a experiment card on it. This is the new requirement. Looks like we need a black specialty, a gray specialty, any primary round potion, any secondary triangular potion, and any other specialty square potion. So now any remaining cards here that are currently sick or ill, we will turn sideways. So these are now the critical, urgent. These are urgent, and we will refill. So let's just start with this first player marker. Let's say there, and that is theirs. Now let's go for this character. Let's say from here. And that is now the end of the second day, and we now move on to the third day. Now remember, if this was the last round and animal is still here at the last round, then we would have lost the game. But it is not the last round, so that's okay, because we can try to heal this. This will be our priority to heal this turn. First player marker goes to the next player, which just goes back there. And now let's go ahead, and this player can now roll the dice. Oh, reset the roll marker as well. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. So the first roll is reds, an orange, and a white. This player I think will take an orange. That'll definitely help. And let's just take a white potion. This player already has a white and purple, so let's see, could they use that if they choose, let's say, a different biome? You know what, let's go ahead and just get a white one, because I already have another specialty potion. I could mix these to get any one potion, so that might be helpful. And for the heck of it, let's go ahead and just get a red primary potion. Okay, that is roll 1, and now for roll 2. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put that there. Let's go ahead and get a blue for this character, or this player. Get one blue, and let's take a green. No, let's take an orange. That'll be useful. I think now is a good time to perhaps use my specialty power, my special power. Again, this power is I can gain any 2 colors instead of collecting this roll. So I think instead of collecting this roll, I think I will get, let's go ahead and choose, whoops, that was an orange. I think we need to heal this one as a priority. So I've got a gray, a black, a gray, I've got a white. Let's just go ahead and get a black and a gray. So I'm using up my power there. So that means I will flip this over. It's no longer going to be available to me, but I've used my power there. But I think that'll still be helpful. And now we go for the third roll. We got the black and gray anyways in the next roll, but let's see what would be useful. Let me go ahead and just see if I can just finish this off. So this would get me, I've got my black, my gray. I need a primary potion of any color. I've got a secondary potion and a specialty potion. So let's go ahead and just get, let's get a yellow. Let's get a yellow and a red. That fills up my 6. Now, if I get 2 more, I would need to mix my potions here, but let's see what I can do. I think I'll mix these 2 to be any color. Let's just go ahead and just choose why not? Let's just choose let's choose why don't we just choose a purple? From the dice, I will go ahead and get a yellow. Now, can I mix one more color? Let's see, if I am doing this one, I've got a blue, a yellow, and a red, and any other potion. I think that's good. No, let's keep that. I think I won't take a second one for this. All right, I think that's it for now. Let's get into healing. This is the 3rd day, let's heal. So let's start with this player. Definitely want to make this a priority, so let's see. We've got the black potion, gray potion, any round potion, let's use the red one, any triangular secondary potion, which is, let's use the orange, and any specialty square one, let's use the white. So this animal is now healed. So I can put those back in the supply. This animal is healed. I can turn this over, and this one can just go back in here. We'll reshuffle these again. Still have 1 yellow, and that was a forest creature. So, and there are no other forest creatures, so I can't heal any other animals. So now let's go to this player. They're going to try to heal this animal here, and it looks like they need an orange and any 2. And they can do water, and it looks like there's a few to choose from. I think I'd like to try to choose this animal if I can, because this will give me an extract token. So if I do this one, I've got a red, I've got a yellow, and I've got a blue. And I've got any potion. But then I won't have enough for this. That's okay, because I will get this extract token. So let's go ahead and heal this animal. I will get the extract token, return these potions to the supply. This animal is now healed. And then for my next water biome animal, I will use the orange there. I will use any potion to be that, and I'll use my extract token to heal that animal. So this animal has now been healed as well. And I believe that is all the healing we can do. So now we go ahead and turn this is now urgent. This moves to critical, and we'll use one of these cards as the new requirement. These both will turn urgent, that one's critical, and then we will refill our hand back up. Pass the first player marker, reset our tracker back to roll 1, and now we're at the 4th day. So that's the first few rounds of how to play the cooperative variant of Parks and Potions. Again, with less than 5 players. If we are at the 5th round and the round ends and there is still an animal, at least one animal in the critical condition, then we would lose the game. If there were no animals in the critical condition at the end of the last round, then we would win the game. Or if we are able to heal all the animals, probably not possible to do with just 2 players, but if there were multiple players, then maybe it is possible to heal all of those animals. And another condition is if two animals from the same biome become critical, you lose the game. Or if one animal from each biome, I don't have a, let's see if I can find a forest animal. Yeah. So if one animal from each biome go into critical, that is the third way that you could lose the game. But anyways, if you have any questions about how to play the cooperative variant of Parks and Potions, feel free to post a question down below. And as always, hope you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and hope you all have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.